In a world where time stretches endlessly and lifetimes pass like fleeting shadows, there exists a love that refuses to be bound by mortality. He chose her in every lifetime. Fazza's poem Beyond Forever. This is not just a story of passion or fleeting romance. It is the eternal echo of two souls finding one another across the vast tapestry of existence. Sheikh Hamdan's words do not merely describe love, they capture the essence of a devotion that defies centuries, that whispers through the ages and lingers in the hearts of those who still dare to believe in fate. When he writes, it is as if the universe itself leans closer to listen. Each verse is a gentle pulse, a heartbeat suspended in eternity, carrying the weight of longing and the sweetness of reunion. He does not write about love that begins and ends. He writes about love that survives even when empires crumble, when stars fall, and when time forgets its own name. His poetry is a bridge across lifetimes, a map tracing the journey of two souls that have always belonged to one another. She is the constant in the chaos of his existence, the only certainty he has ever known. Through every incarnation, every change of world or destiny, he finds her again, sometimes as a whisper in a crowd, sometimes as a light guiding him through darkness. He does not seek her with the desperation of mortal hearts. He recognizes her with the certainty of someone who remembers eternity. Her eyes, her voice, her laughter, these are the landmarks of his soul, unchanged by the passing of years or the turning of lives. Fazza's poem is not merely a celebration of meeting, it is a testimony of choosing. Every line pulses with the quiet, unstoppable force of devotion. I would find you in every story, in every life, in every dream, he writes, and in those words is a promise older than kingdoms. His love is not bound to circumstance. It is a law of the universe itself, a decree of the heart that even time must obey. He does not fall in love once, he rises in it, again and again, until infinity itself bows before the inevitability of their union. There are lifetimes in which their paths are hidden, and he searches with the patience of centuries. Even when worlds separate them, even when fate hides her behind walls of impossibility, he does not waver. Each moment of longing is a verse, each sigh a stanza, each memory a bridge spanning the void between them. The poem becomes his sanctuary, the place where he holds her when the world does not. And in that sacred space, love is absolute, untouchable, immortal. He chooses her not because she is perfect, but because she is the mirror of his soul. Every flaw, every scar, every quiet strength becomes a reason to find her again. He does not measure his devotion by deeds or grand gestures. He measures it by recognition, the recognition that across every existence, she is always the one who belongs to him, and he to her. And this choice, repeated across time, transforms love from fleeting to eternal, from desire to destiny. Even the stars seem to echo his vow. In the quiet nights, when the desert holds its breath, one can almost hear the soft cadence of his words carried by the wind. In every sky, in every sun, in every dawn, I will choose you, he whispers through the verses, and the universe listens. His poetry does not merely tell a story, it commands time itself to remember. And time, humbled by such devotion, bends, lingers, and pauses, acknowledging that some loves are too vast to follow ordinary rules. There is an ache in his poems, a longing that stretches beyond memory. Yet it is not sorrow that dominates, but reverence. He does not mourn the distance between them, he celebrates the certainty of return. Every separation is temporary, every night is followed by day, every forgetting by recognition. This is the rhythm of their love, not bound by lifespan, not constrained by circumstance, but flowing eternally, like rivers converging into one endless ocean. His verses carry both tenderness and courage, for love beyond forever demands both. It requires the courage to wait through centuries, to endure solitude, and to carry hope when all else has faded. It requires tenderness, to hold a soul so familiar across so many forms, to nurture recognition even when the world would hide it. And Fazza does.
Even when lifetimes separated them by oceans of existence, he felt her presence like a constant flame guiding him home. Her laughter echoed through dreams, Her gaze lingered in memories he hadn't yet lived, and her essence became the invisible thread that stitched together every life he had known. Distance, years, and worlds could not dilute what had been written in the deepest chambers of his soul. For Fazza, choosing her was not a fleeting act, it was the rhythm of eternity, repeating across all that was and all that would ever be. Sometimes he wondered if she felt it too, the invisible pull, the quiet recognition that transcends language and circumstance. In the silence of night, he whispered her name to the stars, believing that somewhere, in some other lifetime, she would hear. Each verse he wrote carried not just longing, but a fierce declaration, that no matter how many lifetimes they walked apart, he would always find her. And in that unwavering truth, his poetry became a lighthouse, guiding hearts across oceans of time and space. Her memory was both a sanctuary and a fire. It warmed him when the world grew cold, and it ignited courage when despair threatened to claim him. Fazza's words captured this duality perfectly, the tender ache of waiting and the exultant joy of recognition. Each line seemed to breathe, carrying the weight of centuries yet the freshness of a first meeting. Readers of his poetry could feel it, the devotion so absolute that it seemed to defy reality itself, reminding the world that some love stories are not merely told, they are lived eternally. Across lifetimes, he learned that love is not ownership but remembrance. He did not seek to possess her, he sought to honor her existence and the sacred bond that tied their souls together. Every poem became a witness, every stanza our testament, and every word a vow whispered into eternity. His devotion was a quiet revolution, powerful not because it demanded attention, but because it was true, unwavering, and infinitely patient. The beauty of their connection lay in its constancy, unshaken by chaos or change. And yet, even in his eternal devotion, there is humility. He does not claim to conquer her or possess her. He honors her existence as his equal, his counterpart, his reflection. Choosing her in every lifetime is not an act of power, but an act of recognition, an acknowledgement that she is not merely a part of his story, but the story itself. His poetry becomes a shrine of this recognition, a sacred space where love is celebrated in its purest, most unyielding form. Through his words, millions witness a love that bends the impossible.